All right. So, hi, good evening, Quynh. Welcome to our class, LMS BAP AK6B. All right. So, again, for this evening, I'll be your teacher, Miss Cha of Alaska English. Before we proceed to the lesson, can I ask, how are you tonight?
I'm very good, thank you. But
Very
I
good or very
um
well. But, hmm.
but I am very tired because of studies much.
Ah, all right. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, don't worry. We're only going to study for almost half an hour, 25 minutes, and after that, you can take a rest. Okay? All right. Anyway, moving into the topics that we had from last meeting, we were able to learn, all right, some of the achievement, all right, of six famous people all around the globe, right? We learned about Verdi, Beethoven, Valentine, Shakespeare, Picasso, and Michelangelo, right? Not just that, in our grammar practice, we were able to differentiate the difference between perform and display. If I may ask Quing Ang, what's the difference between perform and display?
Perform uh, activities
That
mm,
requires
move
movements.
this
It requires movements, right? Mm,
display no movement.
it's just right there. All right. So
Okay.
meaning when we say perform, it has something to do with entertaining the audience. You know, they can sing, they can speak, they can shout, jump. All right. How when it comes into display, it also show entertainment, but in a way that all they have to do is just to be there. It's up to you to appreciate, all right, or to look at it. So, what are the examples that we had? What are the examples of, all right, something that we can perform?
Perform biểu diễn
All right, or the opera. What else?
opera, a play, a symphony, a play.
All right, and display requires. How are we got?
A painting, a sculpture.
All right, so we were able to talk about this one. And no need for me to explain because you told me you understood already, right? Apostrophe S followed by a noun, it means or indicates ownership, belonging to someone, right? So now,
Mm.
moving into here, we already answered this from last meeting. Ah, no, this one. This is different. Let's
Mm.
review.
For the first, for the opposite appear
Music,
music. Beethoven's penny, uh,
symphonies, symphony.
symphony are
Performed.
here, performed
All right.
here.
And in this both verb, the ed sounds the. All right. Performed, displayed. Both of them sounds the. All right. How about in number two?
Number two, Picasso's paintings are displayed here.
All right. Good. How about in number three?
Uh, Column displays are performed here.
Picasso's paintings. Paintings.
Picasso's paintings,
Mm.
yes,
Are.
are performed here.
Oh, we differentiate perform by display. Does it move?
No, are displayed here.
Displayed. All right. It's just right there. Okay. Picasso's paintings are displayed here. How about number three?
Number three, Column displays are performed here.
All right. Okay. Picasso's paintings are displayed Valentine's or Balanquine's ballet are performed here. Now, moving into here, how about this? Unscramble and match. Sorry, the picture is quite black and white. I just got it from our book. Mm. What do you think would be with this one? I
Who's
remember now. I remember your homework now. Teacher told you to differentiate the difference between whose and whose.
who's?
Actually, they have the same whose. But with this one, what is the difference between the two? Mm.
Mm,
Without looking in my clue or in this one, what the from your own understanding, what do we mean by who's the first word and the who's the second word?
whose second word about um
It means
it means persons or person.
all right, okay. How about in number two, the first word though?
I don't know the whose first word is meaning.
All right, okay. Thank you for being honest. Actually, both of them refers to a person. Okay, don't get me wrong, Quynh. Both of them are referring into a person. The first word, let's talk about the one that you familiar with. Whose the second word? Whose in here is a contraction of who is or who has. All right, so in here what do we mean by contraction in English? It means short form. All right. Whose? Like, for example, who is your teacher? So, contraction, it becomes who's your
Whose?
teacher, right? So, that is the short form, contraction, the second word, referring into who is or someone, a person. Now, for the first one, whose, this one is a determiner, meaning it is a pronoun. I want you to read the first meaning.
Used in questions to ask who owns something.
Mm,
Used to show which person or thing you are talking
talking.
about.
The first one, use in question to ask who owns something. For example, whose cell phone is it? For a thing, we are looking for the owner of something. Whose car is that? All right. Whose owner? Who is the owner? All right. Whose
Belong to
whose this one, the first one, determiner. Whose tumbler is this? Meaning who owns this? Think tumbler. All
oh
right. It's
yes
Miss
I
Chas
understood.
tumbler. Okay. Now on the second one, it is used to show which person or thing you are talking about. Okay. Like in this one. All right.
I thought okay.
All right.
Is
I found a phone. Whose is it? Meaning who owns the phone? Who is the owner of the phone? Can you follow?
us
Whose is it? Whose the first word is used for looking for the owner, right? Hmm. Whose phone is it? We are looking for the owner of the phone. Who owns the phone? To whom it belong? All right. Whose phone is it or whose is it? It's my phone. It's mine. I'm the owner. Can you get it? So we are looking for the owner. Now, on the second example, please read.
is the man whose name I forgot.
All right.
Yes.
Referring in to show something what you're talking about. It's the man whose the name I forgot. Okay.
Oh my god.
For example, you are asking teacher, like for example, teacher, what's let's say what's the model of your phone? All right. And I'll be saying, it's it's the it's the iPhone Who's the model? I forgot. All right. I'm
Mm.
referring to something that what we're talking about. Okay. So again,
Okay.
when we are referring to WHOSE, take note both of them are pronounced the same thing. Whose, right? This one that spell longer one, WHOSE, referring into, all right, it used in question to ask about who owns something. And then the second one, it is also used for the thing or person you are talking about. On the other hand, if we are referring to whose, that is a contraction or short form for who is or who has. Okay? All
Okay.
right. Thank you, AC. Our AC translated for you. All right. So now we are going to make use of the question word whose opera. Now, whose in this activity that we'll be doing, we are focusing who owns that thing, for whom it belongs, right? That's why we learn about the people. We learn about Picasso, Verdi, right? We are referring to whom it originates, all right? Originate. To whom it originate, to whom it belongs, who is the owner, who is the founder, all right? That is the function of whose in this activity. First, let's listen.
Page 65. D. Listen, ask, and answer. Then practice.
Whose operas are performed here?
Verdi's operas are performed here.
Whose paintings are displayed here?
Picasso's paintings are displayed here. 1,
Whose operas are performed here?
Verdi's operas are performed here.
2,
Whose paintings are displayed here?
Picasso's paintings are displayed here.
3,
Whose ballets are performed here?
Balanchine's ballets are performed here.
4,
Whose sculptures are displayed here?
Michelangelo's sculptures are displayed here.
5,
Whose plays are performed here?
Shakespeare's plays are performed here.
6,
Whose symphonies are performed here?
Beethoven's symphonies are performed here.
Okay, now we are going to review the following. We're going to combine all of them all in one. All right, the people, all right, the vocabularies, the people, and then also as well as to differentiate when to use perform and when to use displayed. All right, Quynh, can you make a question and answer for number one?
Number one. Whose operas are performed
Performed. Remember the sound. Performed here.
performed here? Verdi's operas are performed here.
Roy, number two.
Number two, whose paintings are displayed here? Picasso's paintings are displayed here. Number three, who
Whose? Whose?
whose whose Palestine
Mm. Whose? What's your noun?
ballets ballet
Ballets. Whose
whose
ballets?
who ballets are performed here?
Mm.
Balances operas are performed here.
Balanchines, ballets
Balances ballet
are
are performed here.
Roy. Four.
Number four, whose mm,
Ska.
whose sculpture
Sculptures are
whose sculptures are displayed here.
mm,
Michelangelo Michelangelo's sculptures
sculptures
are displayed here.
Roy, 5.
5, 6 here. Um, whose whose plays are performed here? 6 pairs. Plays are performed here.
Okay, impressive. Number 6.
Number 6. Whose symphonies are performed here? Beethoven is symphony.
Beethoven's symphonies.
Beethoven's symphony are performed here.
All right. Okay. Very good. For that, I am very confident that you understood already what they are. What are their? What are these people achievements? Okay. You can relate Verdi. All right. Verdi, Picasso, Balanchine, Michelangelo, Shakespeare, and Beethoven. All right. So you also understood what's the difference between perform and displayed. How about with this one? Before we proceed to our new vocabulary words, how about if teacher will give you some exercises confirming if you understand the difference between whose and whose. All right.
Who?
The whose as a determiner or whose as the contraction. All right. So
Oh,
this is how you say it. Whose as a determiner and whose as a contraction so that you can easily differentiate. So first, I'll be giving you some exercises about it. Please give me a minute. All right. While you're waiting for teacher and I'm seeking or looking for the exercises for this one, Quynh, can you tell me about the weather in your country right now? How's
the
the weather?
weather, the weather in my country is raining.
It's rainy, and how about the temperature though?
The temperature is 34,
30, sorry.
34.
All right. So how can you describe it? Is it hot? Is it cold?
In the morning and afternoon, it's very hot and sunny, but in evening, the weather is raining.
Oh, all right. I see. I think the same with Philippines though. Okay.
Right now, I feel very warm and cool. No hot.
Mm, all right. So in Philippines, a lot of people are getting sick, yeah, because of the weather. The weather is not so good. All right.
Oh,
Sometimes it's very cold, sometimes it's very hot. Yeah, so that's the problem.
oh,
So in the morning, it is extremely hot, but when it comes to afternoon to evening, sometimes it feels like there's a typhoon because the weather is very all right in here. The weather
oh,
is very cold and rainy.
oh.
All right. So anyway, so here, sorry to keep you waiting. Going back to the lesson that we had, all right, with this one. Let's talk about, oops, sorry, I opened the wrong slide. All right, we are going to talk about who and whose. All right, where is it? Okay, so let's identify which is the correct answer. You're going to tell me, all right, if you are referring to the first word, you say contraction. All right, remember in English, when someone say contraction, it refers to short form. Okay. All right, short form or the determiner. Okay, or the owner. Number one, which is the correct answer?
Number one.
Which whose? All right, okay, all right. You answer it first.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, let's see. Um,
Number one, whose house is that? So, why did you answer the determiner? Can you explain? Your answer is
um,
correct. What's the reason?
um,
Because
because a house belong one person.
belonging to someone. All right, that's the answer. We are asking to whom the house belongs to. How about in number two? Who's thirsty?
Because thirsty who's person thirsty they want a glass of water no
Meaning in this one, it
ask
acts
asking
as
asking asking condition
the
someone.
contraction, and referring to someone who likes to drink, right? Who's thirsty. How about number three?
Number three, teacher in your is contrition uh,
Who is a teacher in your family?
ask contrition.
We are asking for a contraction because we are just asking for a certain person. Who's a teacher in your family, Quynh Anh? I'm just asking, my cousin, my father, my,
Oh,
all
yeah.
right? Who is a
Person.
teacher, right?
Yes.
How about in number four? I think you got this one wrong.
Wrong.
Mm.
Mm,
That one is who's as a determiner. Whose father is a teacher. In this one, do you still remember? Determiner could act as something that we talk about or something that belongs to. So in here, we are referring into we are talking about a father, and then I'm asking whose father is a teacher. Can you follow? All right.
yes.
So that is the one we talk about. All right. That the father. And then I'm asking whose father is a teacher. All right. For example, we are talking about a teacher. And then number five, whose books are those? Okay. We are looking, all right,
Determine.
for the owner of the book, right? Who is girlfriend's Jenny? How about this?
Ai là bằng nào tự nhiên ai là
This one.
nguyên là
So
bằng nào
meaning, who is girlfriend is Jenny? That could be grammatically wrong.
belong belong
Mm, I'm
belong
I'm
to
it should be a determiner, right? Because I am asking whose girlfriend is Jenny. All right. So determiner, I'm seeking to whom is Jenny in relationship with? Who is Jenny's boyfriend? Relationship. Okay? To whom he is connected with. We don't say owned by someone because he's just a girlfriend. All right. Okay. Whose girlfriend is Jenny? Who's Jenny's friend? All right. Who is from Hungary? Who is who is 40 years old, correct? Who is from Hungary, correct? Whose sunglasses, correct? There's an object. This one, who's Jenny's friend?
Irish English
Whose bag is this? Irish. That is Coptic nationality. Irish. Irish are the people from Ireland. Irish, kuktik. This one is, we are looking for people. Who is Irish in the group? It's like saying, who is Vietnamese in the group? Can you get it? Who's the contraction?
Who? Okay.
Mm.
How?
Apostrophe is. Ah, okay. Irish is Irish. Okay.
Paris.
Now, this one right here, don't get me wrong. This one, whose girlfriend is Jenny? Whose girlfriend is Jenny? So I'm asking, to whom is Jenny's, who is Jenny's boyfriend? In this one, I'm looking for a name. All right.
Name.
So this is who is. Who is Jenny's friend? It's Quynh. Her name is Quynh. All right. So
Who?
this one is apostrophe S. All right. Who, this is contraction. The same with this one. Who's Kevin's cousin? Meaning I'm asking, what is the name of Kevin's cousin? Right? Okay. Can you follow?
Who?
All right. This one and this one, they are quite the same. This one. This is something, a topic that you talk about. So this is, what are you going to use for this one?
Paris musician.
That is a topic. So something that you talk about. So meaning we are going to use a determiner. Yeah. All right. A person, a name, sorry. A name of a person. Favorite musician. Correct. How about the
Name.
last one? Correct. You're
No.
correct. How about,
It's
okay, so let me delete first because it's going to be moved. Let's finish it up. How about this one? The last four. Mm. Whose tablet? We are looking for the owner. And the next one, we're seeking for a name of someone. Okay, very good. Next. Okay, and the last one, a person again, a name again. Okay, you got it right. Okay,
yes.
good job. All right, you get it already? You understand? Okay,
Yes,
very
I
good.
don't understand.
Good job. All right. So in here, remember who is, if we are referring to a certain person or person, of course, this could be only one, right? Person only. I can't s-
Oh,
I can't say people because hey, we are using is. So only one, right? Mot. We are referring into a person or we are seeking for a name of a person, right? And then with whose, again, it is something to do with ownership or the topic that you are talking about as a determiner. Okay? So that's the only thing that you need to remember. Who is a contraction and who's as a contraction and who's as a determiner. Okay. So with this one, Quing Ang, for our next topic, I'll be showing with you I opened the wrong video. I opened the wrong PowerPoint. For our next topic, for next meeting, what we're going to do for next meeting is we're going to talk about some of engineering projects. Okay,
engineering projects.
engineering projects. Okay, so first let's hear the following, or let's listen on how they pronounce the following words.
Page 66. Lesson 2. Engineering projects. A. Listen, point, and say. 1.
Erie Canal.
Erie. Erie Canal.
2,
Trans-Siberian Railway.
Trans-Siberian Railway.
Hoover Dam.
Hoover Dam.
4,
Seikon Tunnel.
Saigon Tunnel.
5,
Taipei 101 Building.
Taipei 101
6,
Building.
Oliveira Bridge.
Oliveira Bridge. All right. So we are going to talk about the following. So for next meeting, we're going to differentiate first how they differ from one another. And just for you to, I downloaded very short clips just for you to have an idea. All right. This is the Erie Canal. All right. This one is the next one. We've got the Trans-Siberian Railway, the Hoover Dam. This is very beautiful, by the way.
Yes, it's very beautiful.
Yeah, and dangerous too, I must say. This one is the Seikan Tunnel. All right, the Seikan Tunnel. And just a very short clip. Okay, this is the tunnel, the Seikan Tunnel.
Yes. Okay.
All right, and then for the next one, we have the very beautiful Taipei 101 building.
Buildings.
Okay, and then last one is the Oliveira Bridge. Look
Bridge.
how gorgeous is it? The Oliveira Bridge. All right. So with that one, we are going to talk about them for next meeting. All right. So we are going to talk about this again for next meeting. So for your homework, I want you to practice how to pronounce them correctly. Okay. Erie, can you say it again for me? Number 1, please read.
Area
Erie.
canal.
Erie. Erie. Erie Canal.
Erie Canal.
2.
Siberian.
Siberian. Trans-Siberian.
Siberian Railway.
All right. Number 3.
Number 3, Hoover Dam.
Hoover. Hoover them.
Hoover Dam.
4.
Number 4,
Seikan Tunnel.
Second Tunnel.
Number 5.
Number 5, Taipei 101 Building.
Number 6.
Number 6,
Oliveira.
Oliveira Bridge.
Your homework is to practice the word and to tell teacher from what country can I see these 6 engineering projects. The country, only the country. All right. So do you have the copy of the book or no?
Yes.
Do you have the copy?
Zalo.
Okay. All right. I'll just send this also to you. So it's easy for you to look for it. Okay? Is that okay? All right. So sadly, we don't have much time. So we're going to. Oh, thank you, AC. All right. Let's just wait for AC to translate 2 more. AC, would you mind? Can you translate the 2 remaining one? We've got the building and which one is the didn't mention. All right. Okay. So canal, take note of those words or vocabulary. It's on the chat box, Quynh. The bridge, and the last one is the canal, the railway, the dam, the tunnel. All right, and the building. All right. Thank you, AC. Don't worry, I'll send it to you too, Quynh, the translation. All right. So anyway, that's gonna be all for this evening. Tambiet, and have a good night. Goodbye, Quynh. See you again.
Okay, thank you, teacher. Goodbye, teacher. Have a good night.